I don't think it's going to be all the time. I definitely think they're going to stay with the 3-4, but let's be honest. In this NFL nowadays, you're playing in a nickel package most of the time anyway, nickel or dime package, and you're going to put 4 defensive linemen out there. At worst, you're going to have a great rotation. But, especially on rundowns, that front 4, if they stick out there, we need people to take up blockers because obviously our linebackers aren't doing the job. I would feel a lot better with this deep. I would feel a lot better with this team if Ryan Connolly was in the middle.
Yeah, I can't even name the linebackers. Mayo, who else we got? Ogletree, not really doing that.
We got Deion Buchanan now, so we'll see if
right.
he gets up to speed.
He's played 1 game. How many is that?
Yeah, I mean, 1 game I'm not worried about. I don't know how, you got to give the guy at least a couple games because he's not even game shape. But, between Deion Buchanan and Ogletree, that's an okay middle linebacker core. It's okay.
So how big of a role do you think the Big Cat's going to have as soon as he gets in on Monday night? You think he's going to play? How many snaps do you think he'll get?
No, I call it half that. So who did you think is going to play this upcoming game? Deion Buchanan? Is that who you're talking about?
No. I'm talking about Leonard Williams. How many snaps do you think he's going to get?
Oh, I think he's getting a lot of snaps. He's been playing the whole time. He hasn't missed it. He hasn't missed the game, and he's playing defensive end. It's not like it's going to be a huge difference. Huge difference whether he gets moved in the middle or he gets moved outside. I don't think it's going to be much different. I think he's going to get a lot of snaps. I would say over 50% of the defensive snaps. Easy. They would have made this. They want to see what they got. I think they already believe in him. I really just think they wanted this time to try to lock him down without anybody else talking to him. I think they already believe in him. And obviously, this is the kind of guy Gettleman would absolutely go for in the offseason anyway. And let's be honest. And as much as Captain Negative didn't like this comparison, what about Robert Ayers? Robert Ayers was a first-round pick to Denver, who didn't really do shit in Denver. But he played great for us. Because the fact is, when you got first-round guys that bust,
he didn't play great.
Sometimes it's just the system. See, maybe it's just the talent's obviously there if they're a first-round pick.
Right. Yeah, but Ayers didn't play great for us. He played all right.
Oh, he played pretty damn well. But again, Leonard Williams was a top 6 pick, and if you remember that draft, there was talk of him being
Didn't we do it
talk.
Draft Live?
I'm pretty sure we probably did. That would have been one of our first ones.
Yeah, because I remember Leonard Williams dropping, and I'm like, the freaking Jets, man, they always fall into some shit luck and get the best player.
Yep.
The player, I just don't like how we're getting him. I don't necessarily know how the way we're schemed right now. I don't necessarily know how he fits. That's like Dexter Lawrence's spot. You know what I mean? We drafted specifically for that reason.
Mhm.
And now we're giving up assets when we should have been accumulating assets.
Well,
and you're going to give us $100 million.
But
and it's not like
here's
we
a lot
have a bunch of money to give around. We're pretty tight on the cap. Everyone thinks we have all this money. No, we're about like 15th, 14th in the cap without giving him.
Yeah, we got like $70 million though. That doesn't mean a whole lot. And then we still trade guys. Janoris still has a year left on his contract. We can still trade him. There wasn't a deal out there, worth getting. You don't want to give guys away. As far as, like I said, Leonard Williams, I think we wanted to negotiate with him early. That's all it really. That's all it was. It was like, and
so I think
you know what? It's another defensive player. It's another good defensive player. It can't hurt the defense. He's not going to hurt the defense. And the nice part about it, he's never missed a game.
Yeah, sturdy, great. I think we are streaming live. I didn't see the notification, but if anyone wants to call in, we're at 516-453-9383. And we have a caller. Would you like to put in your earplugs now, Tim?
Yeah, let him yell at me. I don't care. It's fine.
Earplugs going in?
I'm not going to yell at you, Tim. I want to know, at what point does the abuse get to you? Like, I want to know at what point does something upset you?
You know what? I sit on stuff and I wait and I digest it. You know what?
No, but there's nothing to digest here, Tim. This one is cut and dry.
It is cut and dry. We got a good talent.
Tim, he was on the trade block for months. Months. They couldn't move him. The only other team that was bidding was the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys on Monday acquired Bennett. So at that point, there was no one else at the table. Why are we offering a third-round pick for an underperformer? And I don't care how much you want to glow about what the guy could be. You want to know what he is? He's a guy in 71 games that has 17 sacks. And if you want to talk about quarterback pressures and all that, then I'll just tell you that we pretty much traded for Olivier Vernon again.
Well, I'm not even worried about quarterback pressures, but dude's going to be a fourth. As far as we can get another pass rusher in there.
Oh, my God. There's no guarantee about anything, Tim. That's why you acquire as many assets as humanly. For Jenkins. They're late to the game, folks. And when they should have been selling because there were no deals on the table for the shit players that they already bought, they went out and they bought a young player that's going to cost them $80 to $100 million that basically you're paying off of an 8-game. If he shows out for 8 games, what are the odds that you pay him and he doesn't show up again? You're confident giving this guy a huge contract and you're giving up a top 70 pick for this guy? Come on, gentlemen. Like, come on, Tim. Like, if this was any other team doing this, you would be all over them. And it's not about acquiring. If this would have went into Wednesday at 3 o'clock, and they would have got Williams for a 5th or 6th round pick, you applaud the move.
NFL will give you compensatory picks later.
Tim, but it's the same way. For that. Tim, it's the same. Tim, but you're not. Why would you barter with a top 70 pick when there's no one else at the bidding table?
Maybe there was no one at the table because
you don't see a mindset there that there's a problem with that there's no one else at the table, and you're sitting there, and he's been on the block for 4 months. Why am I betting a premium asset to obtain this guy? Why am I not calling Douglas's bluff? It's not a guy that he drafted. It's not a guy that he's going to re-sign. It's not a guy that he's been able to get rid of. So why aren't I sitting back with my fucking head in my hand saying, go ahead, Joe, call me when you're ready to take a 5th round pick. If you get a better offer, and maybe I'll think about being.
Maybe you don't want to play games. You wanted that player.
Nobody else at the table, Tim. There's nobody else there.
He doesn't know
the
that.
only other team that was there was Dallas, and they acquired Bennett 24 hours before the trade went down to Williams.
But here's the deal. You're stating all this like it's fact. There's no fact in that there was nobody at the table.
We have to go by what's reported. You're the one that told me. You're the one that sent me the fucking thing that said the Cowboys were interested. Because I said there was no one else at the table, knowing that the Cowboys have already walked away. And then you came back to me and said, but the Cowboys were there. So what the fuck is it?
Well, I just wanted to. If the Cowboys were there, I think you sent me the article. And I said if the Cowboys were there, and there wasn't.
Okay, so the Cowboys were there. Would it not be reported that other teams were there as well? When other teams are involved, do we not hear the Texans, the Lions, and your sister's ass are in on Kenyon Drake or whoever else the name is? You hear when there's multiple teams involved. You don't know who they're talking
to. I mean, because honestly, they don't know. It could be as simple as a quick phone call. Hey, don't sit. This is off record, but what can we do?
He was on the trading block for months. We've known this. It's the deadline. Nobody else is at the table. A top 70 pick in a rebuild. Part of the problem here is the front office doesn't know if they're rebuilding or trying to win. You don't know if you're acquiring players or obtaining assets. And you're going to sit here and defend the general manager. And blame Pat Shermer. The Giant fans that are blaming Pinocchio, get the fuck with it.
Now,
you can't blame the puppet. You have to blame the puppeteer.
James, here's the deal. What do you want? First of all, Williams is not like they acquired a 35-year-old guy. He's 25.
No, Tim, it's not about acquiring the player. It's about the asset that you gave up to acquire the player when there's no one else at the bidding table. Like I said, if this trade goes down on Wednesday before the deadline and the Giants gave up a 5th or 6th round pick, then I can see where it makes sense. This isn't about Williams. It's not about – I can understand buying low on 25-year-old talent with huge upside, but the price that you pay in a rebuild with multiple holes on your roster.
Well, let's put it this way. Do I understand your point? Yes.
Thank you, Tim.
But I'm not worried about the 3rd round pick. I'm really not.
But that's what concerns me about you, Tim, is that you're not concerned the 3rd round pick, and you're in this dream fucking state that everything will just turn out rosy that Gettleman touches.
Yeah, I'm not saying no. Let's put it this way. he's made mistakes, and I will admit those mistakes. But he's done a lot better than people give him credit for.
He's 7-17, Ted.
Well,
you can't blame Jerry Reese for that. You can't blame Jerry Reese for that. You can't blame Jerry Reese for that.
You blame Jerry Reese for the roster that he had.
No, but Tim, hold on, wait a minute. If you're going to judge the general manager, can we judge the general manager that decided to keep Eli $17 million on the roster for 2 games instead of using that $17 million to build the team? Can you blame the general manager for not assessing the situation properly and acquiring the 2 first-round picks from the Rams for OBJ when he should have, as opposed to waiting a year, OBJ getting hurt again, his price dropping, and having to take an overrated safety, a right guard, and a first-round pick in the middle of the fucking round? And then having the $17 million money against the cap this year, plus the $13 million of dead cap for the salary that you shouldn't have given OBJ, affecting the team that you're going to blame the coach over this year can't compete. I mean, can we take a look at the big fucking picture here, buddy? Can you help me help you?
James, I went back just to see all the highlights of Leonard Williams, and I must say he jumped off my Wii screen like crazy.
Yeah, well, you know what? He made my Wii freeze a couple of times when I was watching.
Yeah, I was like, this guy, man. I wish I could zoom in, but I can't.
Again, it's not about Williams. I can understand wanting to acquire a player that you feel maybe in a bad situation, and you're going to get the best of that player now because he's 25 years old and he has a ton of talent. He was a first-round pick. I get it, okay? And I can understand giving up a top 70 pick if there's other teams at the table and there's a bidding war. But when there's nobody there, guys.
Right.
And don't tell me that top 70 pick is nothing, because that top 70 pick that's a top 70 collegiate athlete, man. That's a prime fucking real estate pick.
I agree.
Third round.
This is a side note, and I just want to put this out for the audience. Sure. I can tell James is a master manipulator. And I'm giving him credit right now because he continues to repeat the top 70 pick instead of just saying a third-round pick.
Because there's differences in third-round picks, Because the comp pick you get a year later, Tim, the comp pick you get a year later is in the 90s. Like, there's value in that. There's a 20-player difference value in that.
Let's say
Tim, there's certain ways you got to frame it.
Let's say a miracle happens and we start winning. Let's say we get to 7 wins.
I've been hearing this for 2 years.
It's not a top 70 pick anymore.
Tim, I've been getting this for 2 years, Tim.
Run the table, Tim. Tell him, Tim. Run the table.
Damn right.
If you end up anywhere in the top 10 or 12, what are you talking about? A top 70, 72 pick? I mean, still, Tim. Here's what you guys don't understand. Here's what you don't understand, Tim. Is that pick alone? That pick alone is going to be very. That pick alone is a like any pick, like a pick in the top 10. That pick 70, 68, 72, whatever it may be, is a dart throw, right? You can't guarantee that you're going to hit on that pick. You don't know who's going to be there. You don't know what's going to happen. You have no clue. But when you're in a rebuild, okay, and this is why I say they're late, because what they should have been doing is trading off these assets to acquire multiple pieces so you have more chances to win the lottery. You have more picks. You have if there's a guy that's sitting there that you absolutely love at 62 and you're picking at 70 and you have a pick in the 90s, you can go get that guy. The more picks you have, the more options you have.
Agree with you. I would actually agree with you. The one reason that does bother me, and this is the only part that bothers me, is Gettleman's a really good drafter, and why would you give up more picks? Because he's really good at what he does when he drafts.
I mean, I don't understand. It's like you should be acquiring, and again, you don't have to use. I'm not saying that you pick 71 is going to be the next fucking Lawrence Taylor. No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it gives you more chances at the table. It gives you more hands to play. If you have more assets, and there's a guy 4 spots up that you absolutely love that you don't know is going to drop to 71, you have the pieces to go get the guy because you've accumulated enough assets by doing the right thing and selling what you could have sold. Like the Dolphins. Right? I don't think the Dolphins are a blueprint or a level of consistency, but I give them credit for recognizing that what they had was an absolute waste of time, and that the Mr. Fitzpatrick and Tunsil and people are saying, what are they doing? Those are their biggest chips. So if you're going to go to the table and hit reset, you have to play your biggest chips sometimes. People said to me, you're crazy. Why would the Giants draft Evan Ingram? Well, because Evan Ingram in a rebuild is one asset like OBJ. Why would you trade OBJ? Well, because you're in a rebuild and you feel like you can get a ton back for him so you can use that to build your team. Why would a team trade Herschel Walker so they can get a shit ton of picks and start a dynasty?
All right, I want to segue out of you, everyone. If you want to call in at 516-453-9383. But I wanted to talk about a little bit about Monday. I don't want this to be all about how stupid Dave Gettleman is. I'm kind of excited. I really want to see Jones light up the Cowboys. I must say I'm impressed, especially with last week's game. Of course he has issues. Of course he has things he has to learn. But I'm seeing mainly positives, honestly. Would you agree with me?
Yes, I don't see anything wrong with the way Daniel. I think that what you have seen is a roller coaster, and anytime that you have a rookie quarterback, you're going to have a roller coaster, and that's to be expected. And I think that he's shown improvement in certain areas. I think that he has shown that he still has to get better in other areas. It's going to be a work in progress, right? And I think that he shows good toughness. Obviously, he's a leader. The team plays hard for him. So there's a lot of positives there to take away. And again, this is something that we're not going to know about for the next couple of years. So you just let the kid go out there and take his lumps, the good with the bad, and that's it. But I agree with you. I don't think there's anything that you can sit out here. You want to pick on the turnovers? Like, he's a young player. Those are going to happen. You want to pick on the reads? He's a young player. That's going to happen, right? But I think the positives grossly outweigh the negatives at this point in the small sample size that we have, and I think we should be encouraged about how good this kid maybe could be.
That's my thing. When every game I've watched him, he gives me hope that we can come back. Like every throw I see him doing, the only game that I didn't expect much from him, he didn't have a good game, was the Patriots game. But
he showed me a lot in that Patriots game, right?
But he played hard, and how many times has Belichick made other quarterbacks look stupid, veteran quarterbacks, let alone somebody that has one weapon? He had Golden Tate going in that game.
No, and I agree with you. I don't think you could say a bad word about, he played his balls off in that game.
So as far as any mistakes, now I can't stand fumbles. I really can't. But I'm hoping he goes into the off season, and that's his main focus, and that's what he's going to work on.
Well, he'll get stronger, right? His body will get stronger. His hands will get stronger. He'll have a full season in the weight room. There's ways to learn to protect the ball. He's probably still a deer in the headlights with some of the stuff he's saying. There's been a couple of times where, to be honest with you, it wasn't his fault that he got fucking hit, and you could see the ball popping out because of the way he got hit. So I'm not going to – I don't want to – anytime you got a rookie quarterback to sit here and to nitpick, it's like even the bad plays are good plays. because it's like he's getting them out of the way and he's learning from them. And a negative could quickly be turned into the positive, if the player progresses. And that's all we're looking for here. So, thumbs up, man. He's doing everything that you can ask for right now.
I haven't seen a play where I'm like, oh my God, Daniel Jones is dumb. Get him out of there. Or me getting actually pissed off about it. I haven't seen the play yet.
If you're watching the game and you feel like that, then you're way too much. Then you need to lower your expectations. Right? If you're watching a rookie quarterback play with this roster and you're to the point where you're saying pull this guy, then you don't know what you're watching. And you should take a big step back and breathe a little bit. Like, get excited when he does something well, and oh man, fuck you, Daniel, what are you doing? What stupid. And leave it at that, because it means little to nothing. This is all a practice session for him. This is all practice reps. Next year and the year after that is where we're gonna hopefully see significant growth and a lot of improvement on the errors we're seeing now. But these have to happen, and we have to live through this in order to get to that. And don't get worked up about it. Just let it play itself out. And that's coming from the most negative son of a bitch that anybody knows.
Exactly. And you guys seen, just like last game, with Saquon Barkley out there, that helps Daniel Jones so much. There's so much attention on Barkley that he can maneuver a lot of players away from him. And that's one thing that's got to be on Shermer. He's got to start rolling out Daniel Jones more. Get him out of the pocket, move him around. If he's got mobility, let him use it.
I would like the line to help him out a little bit. That line that I've heard so much about.
Well, but it's a little late. It's a little late in the game.
I've heard so much about this line that I would really like the line to help him out. I heard so much about Shoulder, and I heard so much about Remmers, and so much about Jalapeno and Zeitler and Hernandez, and how this was going to be a dominant front line, and I'm still waiting for it.
Well, I'll tell you right now, between Hernandez and Zeitler, I really don't have a problem.
They're not grading out very well. They're not grading out very well.
Well, as far as grades, that's whatever. But I understand that. Solder, I have no excuse for it. I don't know what the hell he's doing right now.
He was never that good.
Jalapeno, I can't stand because he's a bigger center. Put Pulley in.
He's not good.
If he's going to get blown up.
He's not good. And Remmers is awful.
And Remmers out of the three is the one I have the least issue with.
That's saying something, though, right?
Shermer can't help them out scheme-wise. He could throw someone else out there. You could do a two-back set and have someone at least try to chip when someone's getting beat.
Yeah, but who the fuck is chipping?
Yeah, but you don't have to put 35 guys out to run around. Have you seen some of the fucking highlights where even the backs, including Barkley, have been blown up or picked up the wrong guy?
Yeah.
Saquon has been touched by the hand of God. That doesn't actually happen, James.
No, well, I mean, he's not, and I'm not blaming Saquon. A lot of the times he's left hung out to dry. Sometimes there's two guys coming and fucking there's a miscommunication there. But even the tight ends, who you talking about? Red Ellison?
Right.
The talent, guys, is not very good. The talent's not very good.
I'm not using this as an excuse, and I know you guys are going to look at it Daniel Jones being a rookie quarterback. Quarterbacks usually call out a lot of blocking.
No, come on. I got a veteran center there. That can't be an excuse. The execution needs to be better.
He's in his third year, and he even played last year.
He's been there. He's been in the playbook.
Yeah, but he's been injured for
Solder's a
2
veteran.
years, right?
Remmers is a veteran. Ziegler is a veteran. Hernandez is in his second year in the same system.
Like I said, I'm not saying it, but I'm saying it could help because I'll tell you right now, Eli can probably point out the coverage is better for the blocking teams.
I don't.
Put Eli back in.
You know what? I will say the style of play from Daniel Jones is so exciting because I've been so used to like Eli just like drop back. Now we find someone open. But like with Daniel Jones, you know that there's life after the play breaks down. You know what I mean? He has bigger arms.
It's like actually having a quarterback.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my God, he's holding the ball. He could actually run for the first down.
I know, right? Oh, he's going somewhere with it.
No, the kid has done. He's exceeded expectations to this point. And if anyone has a problem with him or the record based on, like, if you had a problem with them being 2-6 and you're blaming that on Daniel Jones, like you've missed the boat. Like you should be thrilled right now. You should like the dream right now. To be honest with you, with how many quarterbacks are coming out next year, considering that we don't need one. The dream right now is to go 2-14 and have Daniel Jones play very good for the second half of the season. Like, have Daniel Jones play really good and lose a bunch of games 35-31. Because what that does is it puts you in position to where hopefully Dave Gettleman has his phone on, and if somebody wants to trade up for one of those quarterbacks, you can now trade back and maybe speed up the process of what should have happened 2 years ago and start rebuilding through accumulating picks and getting some young talent on this roster in a plethora, in bunches, not just
and that's one
4
thing
guys or 3 guys that you're high on
is.
because you're only going to hit 3 out of 7 if you're lucky in a draft class, but start bringing in a bunch of fucking players that could potentially help this roster.
That's one thing I'll say, James. I 100% agree. 100% agree with that.
And I hate to tell both you guys, I don't think he's a trade down type of guy.
No, I don't think he's a trade down type of guy either. But at this point, you know what? The way I look at it is, if that was to happen and they end up with a top 2 or 3 pick, one of the top defensive players that they would draft instead of trading back would be worth it, in my opinion. When you look at the board and some of the guys that would be there, that you'd say, okay, I don't mind this happening, right? Like, if you're not going to trade back, this player, pass rusher, the position of need, a position of value, right, when it comes to winning football games. So it's just a smart move. I could at least understand that and get along with that plan.
Yeah, I mean, if Chase Young
right now,
would you really get mad?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
But the thing is, as much and you're
unless
absolutely right,
unless somebody wanted to pick
back.
and they reach the package.
Yeah, Gettleman has no history of trading back. But here's the deal. If he got offered a ransom, even Gettleman would take it. Especially when the quarterbacks are all out there.
So that's the $1 million question, right? Is one, his phone would have to be on, which means he'd have to not love a prospect. Because if he loves a prospect, he would consider that if he's picking that high, that his guy is going to be his guy and he's going to take it.
Any teams? I haven't studied what the picks are coming up. Anyone have 2 picks in the first round?
Dolphins.
I think Miami.
Oh, because of all the trades, right? Yeah, but.
Yep.
I think Miami has an actual full round of picks.
Yeah,
I think they have like every pick in the second round.
What, through 30?
And 3 firsts.
Yeah, but they're already out. They're already going to be at 1. You know.
Well, things get very interesting this week. I mean, in the next couple of weeks, things get pretty interesting. Like, if Miami was to beat the Jets this weekend, which I could totally see Ryan Fitzpatrick lighting up that Jets secondary. And like, if we were to like maybe if we lose to Washington, or then we were to turn around and lose to the Jets, all of a sudden it becomes a little cluster there in the top 5, and you never know how it could break from there. But that's where it's so pathetic. Like, I'm sick of it being not even November, and I'm looking forward to the draft today.
By the way, Miami had Pittsburgh's pick.
That's right.
Miami has 2 Pittsburgh picks.
Is there actually? And Miami has 3 first-round picks.
Yep.
They have Houston's pick as well.
Because they traded Huntsville and Fitzpatrick.
So would Miami want to come to, say we have like the 3rd or the 4th pick?
And then here's what I don't understand as well. Here's what I don't understand. How about this? Why the fuck would, like, I was like all on board with what Miami's doing, and I'm like, this is genius. Like, this is a great move. Like, clear the deck. Like, you have the Patriots coach in there. Like, Flores, he's your guy. Like, let him get all of his guys in there that he wants. I think this is a great move. And then they gave up assets to acquire a Quib Talib. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing?
It was literally to move up 2 rounds. I think they got a 5th round pick. They're gonna pay Talib's salary for the year. He's gone anyway. He's not going to Miami. And like, they move up from the 7th to a 5th round pick.
All right.
That's all they did. Well, so they move up into a top 100 pick, which is pretty awesome.
But what's his contract? So they don't have to. He's not under contract for multiple years. He's a free agent at the end of the year.
No, his contract's done.
Okay. I did not know that. All right. Okay.
How do you think Monday's going to go against Dallas?
I think they'll lose.
Oh, and
I hope
Jacksonville
it's
has
high scoring, so it's fun to watch. Hopefully they come out fucking fired up that this guy's talking shit about Jones. You know, you hope that they put their best foot forward and make it a game. But I mean, I would think that. I have a hard time thinking that they walk away with this thing with a victory. That they're good enough to beat Dallas. That I have trouble thinking that they could stop that offense consistently. You know, we saw what Dak did to them in week 1. You know, have we gotten better? I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see. I would say right now in my head I have like the Cowboys maybe at like 34-23, 31, 21, somewhere in like that area. 31-20, something like that. But right now I would think the Cowboys would win the game.
Yeah, I would. As much as I hate to do this, and you guys know I hate to do this, Dallas is going to win the game. I was hoping it's not a blowout.
I would much rather the game be 53-51 Dallas, because that means that Jones fucking went off and he threw a key out. The kid played phenomenal, and they still lost the game, which is better in the big picture. But I think Dallas' defense is pretty good. I think if Jones can consistently move us up and down the field, I'm sure he'll make some mistakes. I'm sure he'll make some really good plays. It'll be a good experience for him to play under the lights against Dallas. I'm sure he'll put out a good showing. He'll play hard. And hopefully they don't get blown out.
Right. What's his name is already talking shit, calling Jones baby Eli.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I would like for the Giants, like, fucking to get a little fired up. They're like, we're not going to let this, like to come out. I would like for the Giants to come out and smack this fucking team in the mouth and just beat the shit out of them for 60 minutes because of their mouths and how fucking much they talk. But I don't know if this Giant team can do that. I think that's a war we'll win another day.
It's definitely a state game at home on Monday night. I would hope they, get a little pissed off and show what they can do. Especially some of these guys that were on trade bait. Let's put it this way: as much as we should have probably traded George Jenkins, now I'm with James on that. We probably should have traded him. He's having a hell of a season right now. He's got 4 interceptions.
If you're going by picks, some of those were thrown right to him. I could have caught him. You could have caught him.
That's called being in position. It's called preparation.
Well, sometimes they were thrown to him and he wasn't in the right position. It was just a horrible throw.
Hey, he's got 4 picks, and this is, it's the most picks
he's
he's had.
Targeting him like it's going out of style.
They're throwing at him, yeah.
Yeah.
You can throw at anybody right now.
I'd rather him have no picks than be terrified to throw at him.
You know who I want to see Monday? Sam Beal. I want to see Sam Beal step it up.
He's eligible for Monday, right?
It'd be his first game.
Sam Fragile. Marco, what's the over/under that he doesn't make it through the first half? He gets hurt on a punt return.
Oh, what quarter? What quarter would he get injured?
Yeah.
What quarter is he going in?
I think
he'll play some special teams, right?
Yeah,
I'm thinking he's going to get some special teams. I think there's a punt return or some punt coverage, and Sam Beal goes down to the count.
By the way, what happened to your boy Corey Ballantyne? Is he going to play or what?
I have no clue. He's fucking missing.
And what about Love?
Missing. Hey, they weren't my draft pick.
I don't understand why Bethea is still playing. I've seen Bethea getting toasted every game.
We're in tank
mode. This is a veteran team, and this is a win-now team. I mean, you're saying it, and you don't even want to admit it, but you're literally saying it. You said it. Like you said the name Bethea. Explain to me why that guy is on this roster.
I understood why he was on the roster. It was a Betcher pick. It was a Betcher bringing his people over. But it was not a good pickup.
He's 47. He's older than me.
Is that the grill Matthew doing?
He's older than me.
James, there's an old Italian saying about him. It's cavados. So that's all you need to know.
You comprehend? You gabish? Un gabish?
Oh man. I know we're keeping in theory that we were trying to preserve our draft picks and we don't really want to get a W, but against the Cowboys, I have a hard time saying it. I would really like them to throw them a beat.
I would love the Cowboys. I would love them to beat the Cowboys. I think it'd be a great boost for Daniel Jones, his confidence-wise.
Yeah.
Here's one reason why the best thing is for everybody is that you just play well and they lose. Because can you imagine the fucking having to deal with the fan base that they beat Dallas on Monday Night Football?
They went right back into the parades.
We're right back in it.
Again.
We're right back in it.
Yes.
And Dallas beat Philly, and Philly beat this team, and this team beat that team. So that means we're the best team that's ever been created ever.
We're only a game and a half out.
But Detroit has a tie. That'll play in this way.
I can't do it. I can't. Damn you, gentlemen.
I can't.
And Gentleman's new name is half and half.
Twitter.
That's what I'm calling Gentleman from now on, half and half.
Half and half?
Half and half. Gentleman's half and half. Half rebuild, half win now.
Yeah.
Or another good name I have for him is Harvey Dent. I call him Harvey Dent sometimes.
Two-Face.
Two-Face.
Yeah. Two-Face, he doesn't know what the fuck. He doesn't know what he's arguing with himself. Rebuild. Win now. Rebuild. Win now.
Is he half genius or half moron? I'm not sure.
Oh, he's more moron than
genius. He could be flipping the coin on these trades.
He's definitely doing something.
He's flipping the coin on trades. Like they're like, you want a third round or fourth round? Let's flip the coin decide.
Controller. Actually, no. Actually, you know what? He is flipping coins. He's flipping like fucking vintage 1887 coins that him and Grandpappy used to fucking collect back in the day. Oh, my Grandpappy gave me this coin back in 1917. I think I'll flip it and give up a 70s pick for this overrated pass rusher.
James, how bad would you snap if at the end of the season they fire Shermer and hire Eli as the head coach?
Oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, at that point I have one team and it's my fantasy team.
Can you imagine the Eli head coach press conference?
Oh, my God. No.
He would never get mad.
Can you imagine Eli talking to the team?
I know, right?
Eli would have to send it by messenger.
By Raven.
Yes. Send word
It'd be
by
the
Raven.
most calm locker room ever.
Oh, my God. He's fucking knitting.
All right, it'd be like, are you guys ready to play a game today? All right, let's get out there.
Are you guys ready for some fun?
You guys could do it.
Are you guys?
You know you could.
Guys, I believe in you.
Oh, my God. No,
here's
what I could see happening. I can see them getting rid of Shermer and keeping Gettleman, which I think would be a complete laughing stock.
They've made a mistake already. You gotta can him as a duo.
Hey, man, you know how I feel about it. I agree with you.
I think Shermer should get one more year. Honestly,
I think that he has to get one more year.
Yeah, I think he's the wrong guy.
Rookies.
I think he's the wrong guy for the job. He's like a cuck out there, and
yeah,
he's not gonna get. He's gonna get fired. I don't think it's gonna be this year though, but it's probably gonna be next year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he should have been hired. I think he's in way over his head. I think he should be fired along with Gettleman immediately. But what should happen is like you can't. If you drafted Jones at 6 and Shermer came in and it's his first year with Jones, you sort of have to give Shermer a second year with Jones before you can judge what you're going to do with Shermer, right? I mean, you got to give him a chance. That's what taking Jones this year did, is it bought Gettleman and Shermer, in my opinion, another year.
Yeah, that's how I think it's going to play out too.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, but I think that when you look at the way, it would make no sense to have a QB guru, to have him intricately involved in drafting the QB that you think is going to be the next great quarterback for your franchise, and then giving him a full season with that quarterback and then yanking him from that quarterback. Like, that's some shit that happens in Arizona. And you don't want that after the McAdoo thing you don't want that to become the norm here. So I think before they're going to give Shermer the leash to hang himself with, he'll get another year and be back next year. And then I think that's when the clock starts ticking next year.
Right.
No.
They get off to a 2-6 start next year, all bets are off.
All right, and I'm going to tell you right now, Betcher is another one that pisses me off. Because I think the guy's actually a good coach. Because you see the adjustments he makes after the half.
It's hard to evaluate any of the coaches.
But he never starts out well.
Now, there are certain things that you could evaluate, right? Like the fact that Pat Shermer, and this is a referendum on Shermer as a coach. Like, from Cleveland, he wasn't good. So, like, this isn't surprising. But, guys, why wouldn't at the end of that game, with those two questionable pass interference calls, what did you have to lose at that point by challenging the pass interference call? There were two plays in the end zone that you could have argued had pass interference on. The third down play and the fourth down play. Right before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with you. But Sherman's been burnt so many times. He's just like, screw it, they're going to change it anyway. So
but I don't care if you've been burnt. I don't care if you've been burnt 8 times in a row. The timeouts do you no good at that point. You have the challenge. You have to challenge them. If they deny you, they deny you. But you have to throw the flag because, especially if you're not going to do it on the first one, because you have the fourth down play, fine.
Yeah.
But when the guy has 2 arms on your receiver's arm on the fourth down play and they don't call it and the game's over, what the fuck does it matter if they turn you down on the count?
Yep.
Yeah, it's over.
The game's over. Anyway, your only chance of winning is to have that penalty overturned, score on the next play, and then get an onside kick and pull off a miracle. So why not challenge the play? Makes no sense.
I agree.
So those are the things that you can look and see and say, like, hey, next year, you know what? Great, the talent may be good, but this guy is eventually going to fall on his face. And I think that's a fair evaluation of Pat Shermer. But to blame him for what's going on now is absurd because he was over his head from the beginning. It was a terrible hire from the beginning. And the general manager has not taken the proper steps to help him out, to at least put him in a position to where his mental fuck-ups, his talent can make up for it. The talent that he has right now cannot make up for how stupid he is. And the general manager has not helped him out by having $30 million of dead cap space that could have been used to get better talent, which maybe prevents him from himself. So, you know, like, you can't judge a head coach without judging, like, you can't judge it. You can't say this is the worst fucking steak I've ever had in my life, and the chef is like, I cooked it. Like, sometimes it's where the fucking steak came from. Sometimes it's the guy who bought the groceries. Sometimes the steak is bad.
Oh, my God. What else is going on in the NFL? Anything catch your eye?
The trade deadline was overrated. Tim, when I told you yesterday that I was going to have a heart attack, like I honestly felt like my heart was pounding through my chest, I was dead serious yesterday. Like, the more I thought about that Leonard Williams trade, the more the fucking cheese in my heart just started, like, rattling. Like, it just started clogging up everything. I honestly thought I was going to fucking die at one point.
You know what? If you think I'm not serious when I said I was worried about you, I was absolutely dead serious.
Holy shit, man.
I can feel how
the
angry
more I
you
thought
are,
about them being the only one at the table. Oh, my God. I'm like, you're the only one at the table. Why are you bidding?
Put the Wii remote down.
Yeah, back away from the fucking Wii, Gettleman. Like, who's with him? It's sort of like Trump with Twitter. Like there should always be someone with Gettleman.
Who's recording his transactions?
Yeah, who's with him? Who's watching Grandpa? Where's Grandpa? What the fuck is he up to? I just got an ESPN update that we gave up a third-round pick for a guy that's been on the trading block for the last 6 fucking months that nobody wanted. Like, where the fuck is Grandpa? Tell him to stop giving away the fucking fun.
I heard Mara was excited about it.
Oh, my God.
I'll tell you who was excited about it, Joe Douglas. Holy shit, man.
But I'm going to tell you right now, I don't understand what the Jets are doing. You gonna blow up your whole team again?
I think that the Jets did. I think the Jets. You got to remember, Joe Douglas was just hired. He's not attached to anybody, and he also runs his team a lot differently than the other GM. Like, I honestly believe that Joe Douglas would not have signed Le'Veon Bell if he was the general manager prior to Le'Veon Bell being signed by the New York Jets. I don't think that running back is a position that Joe Douglas would have invested that money in.
No, I wouldn't have paid Le'Veon Bell that.
So it didn't surprise me that they were willing to field offers. And if you want to talk about Jamal Adams and Robbie Anderson, to me it's sort of like, blow me over with an offer. Like, I have so many holes on this roster that sometimes if the offer in front of you is that good for the asset, sometimes you have to do it. And I don't think that he was actively shopping at him, but I think if someone called, he answered the phone. What are you thinking? I'm thinking this. Goodbye.
You know there's a lot of calls to move on from Sam Darnold. Do you believe any of those rumors?
If I would have heard the Jets were doing a fire sale, the first person I would have called about is Sam Darnold. I mean, I would have placed the call. When you say fire sale, explain to me. Like, what are you talking about? Everything and everyone, or are you talking about just certain positions?
Right.
Clarify.
Tim, why does it always sound like you're opening up a bottle of pills? Is it not always that horrifying to you? You need to sedate yourself?
You say it sounds like I opened up a bottle of pills?
Yeah, it sounds like you're rattling a bottle of pills.
How do you think I deal with the Giants? That's why I'm not. That's why it's all good.
That's how you calm down?
Yeah. Yeah. I knew it. I knew there was something.
Yeah, I mean, come on. Are you kidding me? A fucking third-round pick? You're going to give up for a guy just to sign him?
There you go.
Just when his blood pressure gets back to normal, you check high again?
Hurry up, take those pills.
I don't know what James' blood pressure is, but I know mine's high. So I got to keep my shit. I got to keep my shit down.
Oh my God! I swear to God, yesterday I saw red. The more I thought about it, just the more angry I fucking got.
Oh,
and again, it wasn't about Williams, man. It's not about acquiring a player like that. It's the way you went about acquiring him and what you did. Tough. That's tough. Yeah, even a top 100 pick is a lot for a guy like that. 17 sacks in 71 games.
Shit, you give him a 7th-round pick, a top 250? Are you kidding me?
I would have said a 5th-round pick by itself would have been appropriate.
You know what? If they don't sign Leonard Williams, then it's really fucking stupid.
Well, we're gonna see, because Leonard Williams, especially with how many teams, like if he balls out for the next 8 games, if I'm him, I'm going to free agency. Do you know how many fucking teams have money?
And I really think that's why the Giants wanted to be the first ones at the table.
Yeah,
you can't tell me.
You're not in control of the situation Leonard Williams is. So Leonard Williams could look at your offer of $82 million and go, "That's nice. I'm going to go to free agency."
And you're going to be like, "You know what? That's nice." There's franchises.
Apparently.
Oh,
apparently
he
told the beat reporters today he's ready to sign an extension. So.
Well, you know what? Then get it done. Then get it done now. Don't let it linger. Get it done now. Get the extension done ASAP. And the price was still too high.
But let's say he signs, I'm just going to give you a number. Let's say 5 years, $70 million. Like he signs it tomorrow. Are you happy?
No, because the price was still too high. There was no reason at all to send that 3rd-round pick to them. None. Zero.
Because he gets to the open market. He gets to the market. He's getting paid.
I don't mind paying the guy. I don't want to pay him $100 million. I don't mind acquiring him, and I don't mind paying him. What I mind is when you overpay to acquire him. The guy was on the trading block for 6 months. No one went after him. He came into this season, and over the last calendar year, he has 2 sacks, including none this season.
Until Monday.
Yeah, you know what? When you're about to boot his ears, and you know what? And maybe Gettleman ends up looking like a genius, but still, what are you giving up that asset to acquire a player for when you're talking about 17 sacks in 71 games, and you're talking about 2 sacks over the last calendar year, and you're talking about a guy that I know that you have no interest in re-signing? You've been trying to get rid of him for 6 months. There's nobody else here, Joe Douglas, except me and you. Jerry Jones just got Bennett yesterday. It's just us. I'm giving you a 5th-round pick for the player. Let's do it. Oh, no, Joe Douglas? Okay, I'll have my phones on this time, and I'll be sitting by my phone. And if anyone else beats my 5th-round pick offer, congratulations.
See, I like Leonard Williams, but the guy I wanted, Yannick from Jacksonville, was on the damn trading block. I wish you could call Tom and work something out. You know, instead of begrudgingly not talking to a...
Who are we talking, Ramsey?
No, we're not talking Ramsey. I'm talking Yannick, whatever the hell his name is, Nicole Bay or whatever.
No, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Jacksonville defense end. He was on a trading block, and they should have went after him. Great, he's going to be your free agent, and they would have had to done the same thing.
You know who's not on the trading block? Agba.
I like Yannick better.
My man Agba is balling the fuck out.
San Francisco guy's a great D. Okay? John Lynch put together a good D.
Who?
Other than I'm not a Richard Sherman guy. Yeah, John Lynch.
Agba is on Kansas City.
Is he on Kansas City?
Yep.
He was in San Fran.
Nope. My man Agba is balling out in Kansas City. Now, the defense stinks, but that boy's
good for
playing
him.
well.
Good for him, though.
Always around the quarterback.
So it sounds like guys that are
in the Beckham deal.
The funny thing is, guys, I think our usual trade partner is going to be Cleveland. Solder might be going.
That's who we buddy up with now,
Cleveland.
Cleveland.
I guess that the old guys buddy up when they're out at McDonald's getting their senior coffees.
Just trade bad players back and forth to each other. That should work out really well for both.
Can you believe the year that?
Yep.
Can you believe the year that Odell is having? Can you imagine that?
Yes, I could. Can you guys imagine that?
You know what? Eli should fucking send Baker Mayfield. I guess my arm's all right. Baker Mayfield was talking shit about Eli's arm. Well, I bet you Odell, this is Eli's arm right now.
I told you about that fucking guy years ago. For years, you defended that fucking guy.
I'm going to tell you right now, our offense would be amazing if Odell was still on. And I know what he brings to the locker room, and obviously I can't stand all the crap he talked after he left. But when you had Odell on, one of the sides, you can't put 8 men in the box against Saquon. It would have been nice if Daniel Jones could have actually took advantage of that.
Yeah, but you have to have a psychiatrist on the sideline.
Yeah.
You can't have 8 men in the box, but you need a psychiatrist on the sideline.
Well, you know what? He can't probably stand it right now because he's getting no attention at all.
Do you think he's on Cleveland starting next year?
Oh, I don't know if he's on Cleveland starting next year, but he definitely isn't ending his career in Cleveland.
Yeah.
You think they trade Odell after one season? I don't think so.
They didn't trade for him to trade him.
Yeah. They didn't extend him and give him. They didn't extend him and give him more money just so he can get like 5 catches a game.
There is nobody happier that he's struggling than that.
He's killing your fantasy team, though.
I could give a fuck. Part of the reason why I took him is I knew I'd jinx him.
How you doing in fantasy this year in the Big Money League, buddy?
7-1.
Nice.
Not bad.
Look at you. Is anyone 8-0?
What?
Is anyone 8-0?
No.
You have anyone else 7-1, or are you sitting in first pretty?
I got 2 other guys actually at 7-1. So I'm not sitting pretty, but this is a 10-team league where 8 teams get in. You let the Cinderella teams get in. So it really doesn't matter at this point.
So this is all for seeding. It's all for seeding.
I think the last 3 years in my money league, the 8 seed has beat the 1 seed in the first round of the playoffs.
3 years in a row.
Can you imagine that?
That would drive me insane.
Where in most leagues, it's usually you'd get a first round bye and the top 6 teams would be in and the first 4 teams are in. In our league, we go an extra 3 weeks and we do it like a fucking March Madness. 8 out of the 10 teams get in, and for the last 3 years, the 8 seed has beat the 1. It's been great, unless you're the 1.
That's what drives me crazy. In fantasy, you're like in playoff modes, but like in reality, they're sitting players down at that point.
Yeah.
They're like people who have nagging injuries. They're just like they're holding them out. He's like, fuck, I need this dude.
Yeah. Like right now, I started planning to like I have Dalvin Cook, so I made sure I have Madison. Like I have Barkley, so I made sure that I have Gallman on my roster. So like I'm trying to protect myself now for the playoffs. So we'll see.
The golden rule of handcuffs.
Yep.
In this league where it's cutthroat and there's nobody on the waiver wire, like this is the type of league where you call. If somebody calls you and they're like, "Hey, are you interested in this guy?" Like, before you do anything, you check to see if that guy's still alive, because these guys are ruthless in my league.
He's dead. You traded me a dead player.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Like this league is famous for like somebody goes on IR and then like you get like a trade offer, and if like you didn't get the update, like it happened to one guy like I don't know 5 or 6 years ago. Like he was at work, he didn't get the update that the guy got hurt and was put on IR and was done for the year, and he got a trade offer that he thought was like this great offer, and he accepted it because he was at work, didn't do the research, and he fucking ended up getting fucked and traded for a hurt player. And he was bitching and complaining, and we were like, "Oh, you're a dick. You should have fucking looked first." In our league it doesn't have any, like, there's no votes. Like, if two grown men decide to make a trade, like, it goes through immediately, and, like, if it's Sunday morning, an hour before kickoff, like, the trade goes through and you can use those guys. So, like, it was funny. We let the son of a bitch out.
No one dumps. No one's like, I give up this year, so I'm dumping my team to whoever.
What?
No one dumps their team. You don't worry about that. About like, oh, I'm 0-8. I'll help out my buddy, win the thing.
Our league is pretty good because they hate each other, and that's one of the other reasons why we go 8 teams getting in. Because right now, if you're 1-7 or 1-6, you know, 1-7, like you're only a game out of the playoff spot.
Oh, you know, that's actually, I didn't even think about that. That's a good move because if everybody's getting playoffs, then everybody's going in anyway.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So even if you're at the bottom and you're like, you right now you're like, oh fuck, like I'm only a game out. Like I'm only 2 games out with 7 games left or whatever it is. So we're 6 weeks left or whatever it is. So that's one thing that prevents it. And then the other thing is, like I said, these guys, they don't want to see anybody win that's not them. We've all known each other for fucking eons. So you don't have guys just giving shit away. Guys are pretty ruthless, and they get pretty good value when they do something like that.
Interesting. It's actually a good move. I never thought about it.
That's a good move, right? By letting the 8 teams in, you prevent tanking.
Yeah, it's kind of genius. I'm like, I like it and I don't like it because it's just like, if I'm a number 1 seed and I lose a fucking 8 seed who's been shitty all season, I'm gonna snap.
You're serious.
It's Cinderella, baby. It's Cinderella. It's March Madness. Like, and the other thing is this. The other thing is, like, we're all such good friends that it's like, why not give as many as us possible? Like, we do it differently. It's like, winner take all. But if you get to the championship game and you want to split the $1,200 that's there or whatever it is, you guys could split it any way possible. But the way we look at it is, like, give as many guys a chance to win it as humanly possible. And then if you miss the playoffs, instead of it being random, next year you pick 1 and 2. so it's similar to the NFL. We still snake for the rest of the draft, but you have the top 2 picks if you're the 2 teams that miss the playoffs.
You know what? I like that. I like that rule. I might mess around my league. Then you actually gave me some ideas. I like that.
Good, right? You like that?
And you keep players too, right? You're the keeper league.
You do. Yeah, you do. You can't keep anybody after the 3rd round. So drafting-wise, so anybody that's drafted in the first 3 rounds, you can't keep. Anybody after that, between rounds 4 and 17, whatever it is, you can keep. If you decide to keep them, if you drafted them, let's say in round 6 this year, and you want to keep that guy, you have to. It's a 2-round penalty, so you have to take him in the 4th round the following year. Now, if you acquire a player through free agency or the waiver wire, right, and you have that guy on your roster and you decide to pick that guy, if he wasn't drafted, then you can keep that guy, and it's at where Yahoo's value is. So if Yahoo has him as the 71 ranked player the next year, you get him in the 8th round. We also do it where if you acquire a player via trade, if that player was drafted or picked up via free agency, you can keep the player that you acquire via trade. So it makes trades a lot more fun too, because if you are trading for a guy, you're also getting the capability to keep him, so you get that value as well.
All right, yeah.
How about that?
I like it. I get to mess around with these. I never done a dynasty league, so
it's not a dynasty. We only keep one guy.
Oh, you only keep one?
We only keep one player. So you have to make the decision out of the guys that are left on your roster at the end of the year, who you want to keep.
That makes sense.
You can only keep one guy.
Who's like the Hall of Records over there?
Yahoo. Yahoo keeps track of everything. Yahoo even keeps track of the trades that we trade with draft picks. And when you set up the league next year and reset everything, Yahoo asks you, it says, do you want to include draft pick trades from last year? You click yes, and then if I traded a 3rd-round pick to my buddy for a deal and he gave me a 6th-round pick in return, when we reset the league next year, it's already there. We don't have to do nothing.
No, that's pretty awesome.
And then Yahoo keeps the history, so we're able to go back and look at our rosters from last year and see where guys were drafted, if we have to verify it or something like that. And then I have to go in and plug in people's keepers, but that's fucking easy anyway.
I didn't know Yahoo was doing all that. Now I know. And you know what?
Yeah, we have a 10-year. Like I can literally go to my league page, click down the drop-down box where it says 2019, and I can go back to where we first started the league in 2008 and see like the playoffs from 2008.
Damn.
And who was on our teams then and who we drafted then. So the whole history of our league is kept in Yahoo. It's really cool.
Yeah. All right. You might have just sold me on Yahoo, using Yahoo now.
That's the one I prefer, and I prefer it because of that. I think if you're going to do a dynasty league or something like that, if you're going to be with a bunch of people, the same people every year, I think it's fun to be able to look back. Like, you know, I look back every year when we start. Like, I send something out to my league about like a State of the Union, and when I talk about like each franchise, like I give like their overall record in the history of the league. You know, so it's you could have a lot. You could have a lot of fun with it.
Yeah, I like it.
So, all right, I'm done talking. I have to go to sleep. I love you guys.
All right, later.
Love you.
No, not this time.
Love you.
Later, guys.